folks, we're going to start with something a little bit different tonight. This is posted to Module 5. It is not in one of the chapters. So when you look, you'll see chapters 24 through 27 in course documents. And then underneath that, you will see example of a counterfeit check. So I just want to visit with you for a few minutes on this. Again, we are moving away from moving money with instruments and moving to electronic transfer. That is a much more secure way of doing things, the way I prefer to move money and to receive money. We still haven't got all of our people out there trained to do electronic transfer, but we're working on it. And so this is a pretty interesting situation. So I had a friend, of course, this is quite a while ago. It's over 4 years ago. But she showed me this, what appears to be a cashier's check. Now, again, think about this. Cashier's checks are supposed to be one of the most secure ways to move money. And so here we have what appears to be a cashier's check, a bank check drawn on an account that guarantees payment. However, there's a few problems here. First of all, this person, my friend, was not expecting a check for $2,875, and this didn't come with any letter or anything that said, hey, you've won the lottery. In fact, it came just like you see it in this photocopy. And so the second problem is I said, so she wasn't expecting any money. I said, do you know this reference over here, Chris Babbitt? She said, I have no idea who that is. And I said, do you have any reason to be connected to anybody in the Marines or in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, the Marine training base in Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is where this is? So she said no. And I said, do you mind if I take this and investigate? And she was willing to hand me this document, this instrument. And I took it to the Marine Federal Credit Union. I emailed it to them. I did not get a response initially, but then about a month later, I bumped these folks again, and I did get a response the second time. And here it is from the VP for Security and Risk Management for the Marine Federal Credit Union in Jacksonville, again, a legitimate real credit union, who confirms that the check is counterfeit. Now, what I have not figured out yet is how the bad guys here would be able to benefit from doing this. Now, if my friend had deposited this check instead of checking with me first, she would probably have paid a $35 bad check fee to her bank after this check bounced higher than a basketball. But I don't see how the bad guys would have benefited unless there was something about this coding down here that would have deposited the check to an account where they could have seen the back of this check and to see her account number when she deposited it. And so it's still a very strange situation. But again, this kind of illustrates that even when you think you've got the gold standard, a cashier's check, it may not be legitimate.
Hi, yes, Professor. I kind of have a side comment. I do work at a credit union, so I do see these scams a lot.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us more.
Yeah, so like what they do with these checks is that they make these members deposit these checks, and then they will give them a call a couple of days later and then ask for them to get it cash back or like have it cashed out for them. And so what they will do is that they will give that money back to them, and then it will make in this scenario your friend negative on her account. So basically they get free money on these scams.
Okay, and unfortunately my audio cut out, but I don't know that your audio cut out to the other students. But could you repeat how the money gets to the bad guys on this deal? Is it related to this code at the bottom?
No, so the code right there is the routing number, the account number, and the check number.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, they will just eventually ask your friend on this case to give them that cash back to them, and it will leave their account negative because it will bounce back for them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a very strange deal, and I haven't, we haven't seen much about it, but, and I bank with a credit union here in Houston. So
Yeah,
with,
we're seeing it a lot on online transactions for sure now.
very interesting. So somebody buys something online, maybe uh, through eBay or something like that, and they're sent something like this.
Yeah, most likely, like we have to constantly remind members that if it is too good to be true, most likely it is.
Well, that's pretty much what I said to my friend when she received this check. I said, you know, this if you're not expecting nearly $3,000 to be just handed to you, something smells bad. So that was the starting point.
Yeah, and it's sad because a lot of these scams are also for unemployment people,
Yes.
having like fake jobs and fake job descriptions. I remember there was this like, I'm not gonna say any specific age, but I know there was like this 16-year-old that got a $3,000 check because he got a side job.
But the check was no good.
Yeah, it was a fraud check for sure.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what a sad thing. And to take advantage of people. And you know, a lot of the email scams that we get, I'm averaging 2 or 3 a day, and that go into my spam account. And usually that's the first tip. If you have to go look for something in your spam account, most likely it's bogus. But a lot of them will be, you don't know me, but you know, I'm in somewhere in Africa, and I've got this really cool, you know, billions of dollars in gold, and all you have to do is give me a little bit of money, and I'm going to make sure that you're, you know, a ridiculously rich person. And of course, we just delete those. We don't bother to spamify them because by definition they've already been identified as spam. But it is interesting that folks are continuing to do that stuff. But I do think that there are occasionally some people that fall victim. And perhaps one of the saddest things that we see, and this is the electronic movement of money, is to victimize the elderly. And so someone will call up a grandma somewhere in the United States and say, I'm a friend of name of the grandson, you know, say it's John. I'm a friend of John's. We're here in California, and he's in big trouble, and he needs some money sent right away in cash because he's going to get you know, beat up, kidnapped, whatever, and he needs $10,000, and you need to send it Western Union. And apparently, once you've sent it Western Union, it's gone. The other side picks it up as cash. It's gone. There's no responsibility at all on the part of Western Union. And I actually was consulted on a case like that a couple years ago, where these people got a phone call from the West Coast, and they unfortunately, and these are not wealthy people, but they went deep into their savings and sent about $9,000 in cash via Western Union to this fraudster. And of course, I don't know exactly where the fraudster was, whether they were in California or not, but they sent it to a particular destination or Western Union pickup point, and the money was gone. And there's really not much law enforcement will do other than tell the people, the victims, that they shouldn't do it again. But it's an awfully expensive lesson.